So I recently got invited to speak on stage at a private book publishing mastermind hosted in London by Peter. But not only I was able to share a lot of valuable information on stage, but I was also able to learn from the other publishers around me. Like, there were hundreds of publishers there. There was so many valuable information being shared between each other. Not only when me and the others were on stage, but also the publishers that attended the mastermind. Everyone has their own valuable things to give. So it was really, really cool to be able to learn from other people as well. And it doesn't really matter how much money publishers are doing around you. There's always valuable things to learn, because some publishers are using AI to do some really super easy, fast things, right? And they turn out really effectively. Other publishers have their own hiring process that you can learn from. Other publishers have their own ad strategies, right? Everyone has their own little unique things, and we all come together to share it. It's such a cool experience. And some publishers out there can't actually afford to attend this mastermind. Now, before you start watching this video, I'm not going to share any of the information that was shared in the mastermind. That's private. It's not my mastermind. I'm not in the position to share it with you. So I decided to document my journey so I can show you what it's like to attend a mastermind like this. So just like every mastermind starts, we had to leave the country. So we went to the airport early in the morning. And just as we were about to pass security, I realized one very, very important thing.
We're in, but Barry forgot his laptop. Of course. Of course. You get me? Now we gotta wait.
Luckily, we had our private chauffeur come bring the laptop back to us. Chauffeur? I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it. Chauffeur is French. I can't do French. But anyway, it wasn't actually a chauffeur. It was a friend of ours. She brought the laptop over and we were ready to actually pass by security. Once we got through, I met one of my childhood superheroes. It was actually the real superhero. It was the real guy. We actually met Spider-Man. We had some time to burst, so I decided to flex on Anastasi with the amount of books that I was reading.
Read.
Atomic Habits, we already read it. 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, I'm still reading it.
Jordan Peterson, already read it. Already read it. This one, already read it.
And just to be sure that I brought the right guy with me, I decided to test Anastasi's book cover skills.
Look at that, what layout is this using?
Circle layout.
Exactly. Exactly. This one, what is this using?
Wait, it's got the title, image, subtitle, and then the thing. So I don't know what it's. Ah, the mirror.
The mirror one,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. If you put like a line here in the middle,
It's this.
everything is flipped.
Bravo, yeah.
Everything is like reflected.
Now, I don't really enjoy flying that much, so I don't really enjoy going to the airport and going on a plane and things like that. But there's one thing that I learned in sales, and it's like you sell the vacation, you don't sell the journey. So during the entire time, I was just trying to make the journey a lot more enjoyable. Even though we weren't really going on vacation, we were going on a business trip. But anyway, we ordered some alcohol, hopefully to make the journey a little bit better. We ordered some lychee mocktail or something like that. And we had to test out to see if it was actually nice.
Is it good?
You're probably gonna like it.
That's not good.
Now, the alcohol definitely helped me get some work done, and we finally arrived in London. We got a Mercedes to come pick us up, felt like a gangster, and then we finally arrived at the hotel. And you know what? I don't know if the person there knew that we had some cocktails on the plane, but they gave us a free bottle of white wine, which was awesome. Now, we're Greek, so we don't really do a lot of posh things, so we want to test out how posh this hotel was. So I requested previously that they leave some chocolate somewhere in the room for free. And of course they did. And not only that, they left one of the best chocolates in the world, a Bueno. And then of course we had to explore the room.
Coffee, perfect. Shower. Don't know how we're gonna use this.
Full bath.
That's crazy.
Okay.
So this is like luxurious. Yeah, we're Greek, so this is not for us. No way!
And of course, after a long flight, the best thing to do is order room service.
It's actually nice.
Nice.
So we woke up, obviously we were in London, so we went to have some fish and chips, explore a little bit of London, and then finally had my first Guinness of the day.
I'm allowed to have Guinnesses, do you know why?
Why?
And the mastermind hasn't started yet, so...
You're allowed to chill?
Yeah, it wouldn't be professional if it started and I had a Guinness,
Yeah.
but we're allowed today.
I'll cheers you.
And then like, cheers. Cheers to the first Guinness.
Cheers.
By the way, I promise you, I'm not an alcoholic, I'm just on
The reason I'm a little bit out of it is because we have work to do before the event, and it's work I should have done when I was in Cyprus. But I'm lazy.
We didn't know you were speaking.
We had no idea. I wasn't gonna be speaking. And then Gerald came out of nowhere.
And boom.
Weeks before the event, why would you want to speak? I was like, sure. And I have to figure out what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know anything about KDP. What am I supposed to talk about?
So after complaining about my speech, I finally sat down and actually got some work done. And then we organized with one of my clients to actually go out and have some Mexican. Don't know if Mexican was the best option, by the way, because we had a cocktail party directly afterwards with all the publishers attending there. Well, not all of them, but a small percentage of them. And this was really, really cool because we were all having like a tiny bit of alcohol. Obviously, no one got drunk, right? Everyone just had a little bit of alcohol. We were there for a business event. But the mood was like super light. It was super easy to share things. We just talked about KDP and life in general. And it's just such a good experience to meet everyone before the actual event starts. And you mix in a little bit of alcohol, it just makes the whole experience better. Again, I promise you, I'm not an alcoholic. And then obviously I got some work done. finally it was event day. So I woke up early in the morning, got a little bit more work done, and then went downstairs to the seminar room to start the event. Super excited. And when I first stepped into the seminar room, I was actually a little bit overwhelmed because I've never spoken in front of that many people, and there were so many seats there. But Anastasia was the complete opposite. He was super excited.
It's very blue.
Now, just like any event, we had the introductions. We got to meet some of the people there. Peter also handed out some awards to the highest earning publishers. That was like really cool. They also made like this cool AI song. And once the awards were given out, we had a little break. We got to drink some coffee, talk to some people there. I met some really cool publishers. Publishers doing 50K a month, 100K months, 200K months. It's great to meet them face to face. I also met a lot of my clients. So it's amazing to be able to see the clients face to face and talk about their business and see it there physically. It was super cool. And at one point, we also got to get together in small little groups and do almost like a workshop session. Yeah, so it's like 5 or 6 people all together, and we're all working on one project, sharing ideas, so you can see the way other publishers are thinking in that moment about that same goal or same problem that you're thinking about. So it's really cool to see all those different perspectives, not only in a setting where there's like hundreds of other people around you, but also in a setting where you can work closely with 5 or 6 people. And during the entire day, we had a bunch of really cool speakers talk about some really interesting subjects regarding book publishing. Like, for example, we had Dave Perrotta. He came up and showed us how we can make 200K a month from TikTok Shop. That was like one of the most memorable sessions for me that came to mind. But we had, again, a lot of really cool speakers. We spoke about hiring, how to hire, how to break your limiting beliefs, right? This was a lot deeper than just publishing books. We also had speeches about audiobooks. Now, audiobooks don't apply to me, but it does for a lot of publishers that were there. So we had speeches on audiobooks. And we also had a live Q&A session with all the speakers there. Now, it was almost my time to go on stage, but before me, they actually put another Greek guy, which was awesome. This guy was so cool. And this is the founder of Publisher Champ, right? It's basically the best tracking software for KDP. It helps you track your books and all of that. I'm not promoted or anything like that, right? This video is not sponsored. I'm just saying it's really good. If you're not using it, at least check out the website, see what it can do for you. It's really good. And as a publisher, you should be tracking everything you're doing. But anyway, the first Greek guy got the spotlight. He shared some really cool things about Publisher Champ, about the clients he's working with. Obviously, he didn't share any private information, but again, he broke limiting beliefs because he has clients making 500K months, $1 million a month, right? And these are KDP publishers. So being able to see that and understand that, it really does break your limiting belief. And then it gets you to kind of reflect and look at like, hey, the numbers that I'm doing now, are they actually good, right? I can do more. It's possible to do more. Do you want to do more though? That's kind of like how I'm thinking now. He also showed us how important tracking is, because by tracking, you can see where you're making the most amount of profit, where your optimal profit is, and then just scale it accordingly instead of like guessing. Right? If you don't have the numbers, you just continue guessing. And most of the times you're wrong. So essentially you're gambling, right? He's showing us how to not gamble with KDP. And that's by tracking your numbers correctly. I mean, my presentation was on book covers because if you just improve your book cover, is one of the most important things. So if you have a bad book cover, you're trying to improve your ads or try to improve your conversion rate or anything else, try to get more reviews, then that's not really going to help you make a lot more sales. However, if you improve your book cover, no matter how bad everything is, you're still going to make more sales because of it, because you're bringing more people onto it, right? And then the rest of the funnel does the rest. So I focused on book covers. I revealed some really cool things. I wish I could tell you what I said, but I'll keep that for another video. If you want me to make a video on my presentation, what I talked about during this mastermind, just go down below and just comment down below and just let me know. And then that way I can see that you're actually interested in what I had to say in the mastermind. I can just share it with you. And once my time on stage was over, everyone just started coming up to me, showing me their book covers, seeing where they can improve. I had some really cool conversations. I saw some really good book covers. I saw some really bad book covers, right? But overall is good. It was a nice interaction between everyone. Now the event was over, right? That was the final day. I was the final person to speak. So everyone behind the mastermind said their goodbyes. We got to interact a lot more with the people left over, right? We still had a bunch of coffee and some food. We also had some drinks at the bar in the hotel, right? A lot of people stayed. So that's where we had some of the most valuable conversations, because it was such a good environment. The event was over. Everyone can be a little bit more loose. Everyone got a lot more valuable. Not valuable, but well, they did get more valuable, but they also got value. And they were sharing it between each other. And yeah, I mean, that last day is always the best and the worst. The worst because you have to let everyone go, but the best because so many good conversations that happen, especially on that last final day when everyone's about to leave. But yeah, that's my trip. So hopefully I'll see you on the next one.